Imagine the world you know. Now remove one key component from it: sound. Not just silence, but a complete absence of vibrations transmitted through the air. Gone are not only voices and music, but also the background noises you never even noticed. The hum of electronics, the rustle of clothing, the beating of your own heart. Look at a cityscape. The traffic continues, but tires roll silently over the asphalt. Conversationalists open their mouths, but their lips move without a sound. Birds soar in the sky, emitting no chirps. This isn't just quiet. It's a fundamental change in the physical properties of reality. Observe the initial reactions. People instinctively begin to gesticulate, their facial expressions becoming exaggerated. Instead of applause, energetic waves of hands. Instead of screams, desperate attempts to attract attention with visual signals. The streets descend into chaotic movement. Some try to fix their devices, others to check the hearing of passers-by. Study the changes in behavior. A person dropping an object doesn't hear it fall, but sees the surface vibrate. Conversation turns into pantomime. Office workers spontaneously start writing messages on paper, showing them to each other, using pointing gestures. Analyze the scientific aspect. Instruments register the absence of sound waves, but retain the ability to measure vibrations through solid surfaces. Glass may vibrate from an impact, but it doesn't transmit oscillations into the air. This disrupts not only communication, but also the operation of all systems based on acoustics, from sonars to medical equipment. Pay attention to the infrastructure. Traffic lights continue to function, but the auditory signals for pedestrians have vanished. Screen displays become critically important. The sirens of emergency vehicles are silent, though their flashing lights continue to blink. Traffic moves in a dangerous silence. Drivers don't hear horns, pedestrians don't hear approaching cars. This is not merely the disappearance of noise. It's a collapse of the communication system, forcing civilization to instantly adapt. Every action, every process related to sound, requires an immediate substitute. The world continues to exist, but its rhythm is now dictated solely by visual and tactile signals. Now, observe the great communication overhaul. Watch as the streets transform into a giant system of visual codes. Traffic lights now have not 3 but 9 signals. Each color blinks in a specific rhythm, indicating not just permission to move, but the type of vehicle, direction, and remaining time. Pedestrians have learned to read these complex light sequences in a fraction of a second. Pay attention to people's hands. Gestures have become a universal language, from simple pointing movements to complex concepts conveyed with fingers. A standardized system of emergency signals has emerged. Specific combinations of hand movements mean help, danger, stop. People wear bright armbands that enhance the visibility of their gestures. Study the public spaces. Screens are installed on every corner, broadcasting news via tickers. In the metro and buses, passengers exchange pre-written messages on digital tablets. Paper notepads and markers have become as essential an accessory as phones once were. Look at workplaces. Office workers have developed a system of colored flags on their desks. Red for do not disturb, green for available to talk, yellow for urgent question. Meetings are held in a format of collective writing. Several people simultaneously make edits to a virtual document projected onto a wall. Observe education. School lessons have turned into demonstration sessions. Teachers use interactive whiteboards, video projections, and tactile models. Children are mastering a new subject, visual communication, where they study sign language, the basics of choreography, and visual design. Watch the emergency services. Police cars use not only flashing lights, but also laser projectors that display messages for pedestrians on the asphalt. Doctors in hospitals use an urgent alert system via vibrating bracelets. Different vibration patterns signify varying degrees of urgency. Examine private life. Homes are being fitted with light panels instead of doorbells. Family communication happens through shared digital boards in living rooms. Even intimate conversations are conducted via rapid messaging on personal devices. This is not chaos. It is the formation of a new social architecture. Every aspect of human interaction is being reconfigured, creating a parallel reality where information is transmitted through light, movement, and tactile signals. Civilization is opening a new chapter in its history, the era of the visual language. Now, observe the technological revolution. Watch how engineers are transforming vibrations into a new language. Special floor coverings register the slightest tremors from footsteps, converting them into signals. Building walls are equipped with sensory panels that transmit information through touch. Study mobile devices. Smartphones have been upgraded with advanced vibration motors capable of reproducing hundreds of distinct patterns. A short pulse indicates a notification. A long vibration signifies a call, and complex rhythmic sequences encode emergency messages. People wear devices on their wrists, around their necks, even in their pockets, all to ensure they never miss a signal. Turn your attention to public transport. Subway trains are fitted with tactile navigation systems. As a train approaches a station, the seats vibrate in a specific sequence. Vibration panels installed on the platforms indicate the direction to the exits. Blind individuals have suddenly gained an advantage. Their heightened sensitivity to vibrations has become a valuable skill. Look at medical institutions. Surgical instruments now provide tactile feedback. Vibrations that indicate tissue resistance, temperature, and material density. Anesthesiologists monitor patients' conditions via vibration sensors embedded in medical bracelets. Even stethoscopes have been modified. They now convert the body's sounds into intricate vibrational patterns. Examine the entertainment industry. Cinemas have installed seats with tactile feedback synchronized with the visual content. Concert halls are equipped with vibrational floors that transmit musical rhythms through the feet. Museums are creating special tactile exhibits that narrate stories through carefully orchestrated sequences of vibrations. Consider the industrial sector. CNC machines have been fitted with tactile interfaces, allowing operators to sense vibrations corresponding to the tool's load. Construction cranes are equipped with systems that relay tactile signals about wind load and cargo balance. Even agriculture has adapted. Tractors now use vibrational patterns for field navigation in the absence of satellite systems. Observe the military domain. Soldiers have been issued tactical vests that convey commands through vibrational signals of varying intensity. Tank crews communicate using specialized vibration panels. Scouts employ portable devices that convert infrasound into precise tactile impulses. This is not merely a substitution of one communication method for another. It is a fundamental reprogramming of human perception. The skin is becoming a new organ of hearing, bones, conductors of information. Civilization is unlocking the ability to hear through the entire body, creating an entirely new sensory reality. Now witness the architectural revolution. Cities are transforming into giant interfaces. Buildings are covered with LED facades transmitting information through color codes. Pulsating red stripes indicate danger, blue waves convey weather information, green patterns mark public transport routes. Skyscraper roofs are equipped with laser projectors that display important messages onto clouds. Study the road infrastructure. Asphalt contains embedded light indicators. Flashing arrows show direction of movement. Intersections are illuminated with warning symbols. Pedestrian crossings operate on the principle of a traveling wave. Light pulses guide people across the road. Sidewalks change color ahead of approaching vehicles. Turn your attention to residential spaces. Windows are becoming interactive displays. In the morning, they show the day's schedule. In the evening, news broadcasts. Apartment walls are coated with thermochromic paint that changes patterns based on temperature and humidity. Doors open in response to gestures recognized by optical sensors. Observe public buildings. Railway stations use systems of projection-based signs. Lasers draw arrows directly onto the floor. Airports have installed holographic boards floating in mid-air. Libraries have transformed into media centers with virtual books read through augmented reality glasses. Examine the security system. Street cameras have learned to recognize sign language. The system analyzes people's body movements, detecting panic or aggression. Police drones track suspicious gesticulation, automatically directing patrols to required locations. Notice the changes in commerce. Stores have completely abandoned checkout counters. Customers scan items with gestures. Payment occurs through biometric recognition. Shop windows have become interactive. Simply pointing at a product provides information about it. Watch the entertainment sector. Parks are equipped with immersive zones where light projections create virtual worlds. Fountains dance under the control of complex algorithms, turning water jets into dynamic sculptures. Even street performers use laser harps and light suits. This is not merely adaptation. It is the birth of a new aesthetic. The environment becomes a living organism, constantly communicating with humans through light, color, and movement. Architecture transforms into a dialogue, where every building is not just a structure, but an active participant in communication. Now, observe the psychophysiological adaptation. The human brain begins redistributing neural resources. The visual cortex increases its activity by 47%, processing the minutest details of the environment. Peripheral vision sharpens. People now detect movement within a radius of 180 degrees. The iris develops the ability to adapt more rapidly to changes in lighting. Study tactile perception. Skin receptors become 3 times more sensitive. People can distinguish 32 different types of vibrations compared to the previous 5 or 6. Fingers learn to read microscopic surface textures. Gait changes. Soles begin to perceive vibrations from the ground, warning of approaching objects. Pay attention to the vestibular system. The inner ear adapts to analyze low-frequency oscillations. People can determine the direction of vibration sources with an accuracy of up to 3 degrees. An ability to perceive infrasonic waves develops. The very waves that were previously inaudible but are now sensed by the entire body. Look at the changes in neuroscience. The brain creates new neural connections between the visual cortex and the somatosensory system. A new type of synesthesia is born. Color patterns begin to evoke tactile sensations. People literally feel visual information through their skin. Examine motor functions. Movements become more precise. Fingers perform complex gestures at a speed of 7 signs per second. Facial expressions transform into a high-precision communication tool. Peripheral motor skills advance. People learn to simultaneously perform different gestures with both hands and feet. Observe collective behavior. Crowds move as a single organism, reacting to visual signals with a synchronicity of 0.2 seconds. People anticipate each other's movements, creating complex choreographic patterns in public spaces. Unconscious coordination reaches an unprecedented level. Witness the shifts in social dynamics. New forms of nonverbal intelligence emerge. The ability to quickly decode complex visual messages, becomes more valuable than erudition. Social status is now determined by visual receptiveness and tactile sensitivity. This is no longer mere adaptation, it is an evolutionary leap. The human organism is actively restructuring itself, unlocking sensory abilities that lay dormant for millions of years. Biology demonstrates its plasticity, giving rise to a new type of human, a sensory human capable of seeing with their skin and hearing with their bones. Now witness the birth of a new culture. Art has completely abandoned acoustic forms. Artists create vibrating sculptures that convey complex messages through tactile patterns. Galleries are equipped with special gloves that allow visitors to feel the vibrations of artworks. Study the literary revolution. Books have transformed into intricate tactile devices. Pages contain microscopic vibrational elements that come alive beneath one's fingers. Classic novels have been recoded into vibrational sequences, each emotion conveyed by a specific oscillation frequency. Observe theatrical productions. The stage is equipped with vibrational platforms synchronized with the actors' movements. Audience members receive special suits that transmit full-body vibrations. Performances are perceived not through hearing, but through resonance with the skeletal system. Look at the music industry. Instruments have been modified to create complex vibrational fields. Violins are fitted with resonators that transmit oscillations through the floor. Drum kits generate infrasonic patterns perceived by internal organs. Concerts are held in special halls with resonating walls. Examine the art of dance. Choreography has become a language where every movement carries semantic meaning. Dancers communicate with the audience through spatial patterns, and spectators respond with synchronized vibrational pulses. Dance has transformed into a direct, unmediated dialogue. Turn your attention to cinematography. Films are now produced using tactile scripts. Each scene is accompanied by intricate vibrational profiles. Viewers wear special suits equipped with hundreds of vibration motors that convey the physical sensations of the characters. Witness entertainment architecture. Amusement parks are built on the principle of tactile immersion. Roller coasters create not only visual, but also vibrational narratives. Ferris wheels are fitted with cabins containing programmable resonance systems. This is not merely the substitution of one art form for another. It is the emergence of a fundamentally new way of perceiving beauty. Culture is shifting from passive observation to complete physical participation. Art is no longer just seen. It is felt with every cell of the body, creating a neurological connection between creator and viewer at the most fundamental physiological level. Now observe the social transformation. Society is reorganizing itself around the principle of sensory communities. People are grouping according to their type of tactile sensitivity. The vibration-oriented form some neighborhoods, while the visually dominant occupy others. Cities are developing specialized infrastructure for different sensory types. Examine the education system. Children are tested to determine their primary sensory channel. Curricula are tailored for visuals, tactiles, and kinesthetics. School classrooms are equipped with multisensory panels that transmit information through light, vibration, and temperature. Pay attention to professional adaptation. New specializations have emerged. Tactile interface designers, industrial gesture choreographers, architects of vibrational landscapes. Traditional professions are being transformed. Musicians are becoming vibration engineers. Actors are turning into masters of facial and gestural storytelling. Look at the changes in medicine. Diagnostics have shifted to tactile methods. Doctors identify diseases through the body's vibrational patterns. Devices have been developed that read internal organs by analyzing resonant frequencies. Surgeons use vibrational scalpels that allow them to feel tissue density. Study the legal system. Laws now incorporate the concept of sensory space. Norms for permissible vibrational load in public places have been established. A code of visual and tactile ethics has been developed, defining prohibited gestures and color signals. Observe the economy. A market for sensory services has emerged. Tactile designers, vibration therapists, choreographers of nonverbal communication. The value of information is now measured by its multisensory capacity, its ability to be transmitted through different channels simultaneously. Witness the political system. Elections are conducted by evaluating visual programs and tactile manifestos. Political debates have transformed into intricate choreographic performances, where every movement carries semantic weight. Voting takes place via sensory terminals that recognize gestures of approval or rejection. This is not merely social change, it is a civilizational reboot. Society is creating a new hierarchy where status is determined not by wealth, but by sensory development. Humanity is dividing into sensory castes, yet simultaneously forging unprecedented forms of cooperation, where different sensory types complement each other within a single social organism. Now witness the neurobiological revolution. The human brain is demonstrating unprecedented plasticity. The visual cortex has expanded its territory, occupying areas of the auditory cortex. Neural connections between the somatosensory and visual systems have thickened by 300%. The human organism is spontaneously developing synesthesia. People are beginning to see sounds and hear colors as biological compensation. Study the cognitive changes. The speed of visual information processing has increased by 4.2 times. Peripheral vision now spans 210 degrees instead of the previous 180. People have learned to process 7 visual streams in parallel instead of 3. Tactile sensitivity has reached a level allowing the reading of surface microreliefs similar to Braille. Observe the evolution of sign language. Natural selection now favors individuals with flexible joints and expressive facial features. Gestural speech has reached a complexity of 25 signs per second. Regional dialects of bodily communication have emerged. The northern style uses restrained movements, while the southern style is distinguished by expressive plasticity. Look at the physiological adaptations. The eyes have developed an additional layer of light-sensitive cells. The skin has thickened by 40% for protection against constant tactile contact. The vestibular system has reconfigured itself for better perception of low-frequency vibrations. Even the skeletal structure is changing. Fingers are becoming longer for more precise gesticulation. Examine collective intelligence. Crowds move with mathematical precision, creating living algorithms. Social interaction now resembles the functioning of a neural network, where each person is a data transmission node. Cities operate as unified organisms with distributed consciousness. Pay attention to the genetic shifts. The new generation shows an increased density of tactile receptors. Genes responsible for neuroplasticity are displaying uncharacteristic activity. Evolution has accelerated 50-fold. Within 3 generations, humanity has acquired the characteristics of a new subspecies. Observe the communication ecosystem. Symbiotic relationships have emerged between technology and biology. People have developed the ability to directly interpret machine-generated signals. Technological interfaces have begun evolving in response to human adaptation, creating a feedback loop of biotechnological coevolution. This is no longer mere adaptation. It is active evolutionary transformation. The human species is demonstrating an ability to fundamentally restructure itself within a historically negligible time frame. Biology confirms its readiness for radical change when the environment demands new functionality. Now observe the final stage of the transformation. Humanity has reached a singularity in the evolution of communication. Newborns demonstrate an innate capacity for complex gestural speech. Their fingers perform precise movements within the first hours of life. Genetic analysis reveals stable mutations in the DNA regions responsible for sensory-motor coordination. Study the global communication network. A universal system of gestural codes has been created, understood without translation across all continents. Satellite systems track and analyze gestural patterns in real time, predicting social trends. Artificial intelligence processes visual and tactile data as the primary source of information. Pay attention to architectural changes. Cities are built on the principle of maximum visibility. Buildings feature dedicated gestural platforms. Streets are designed to optimize visual contact. All public spaces are equipped with tactile navigation systems catering to different sensory profiles. Look at the education system. Children master 3 parallel communication systems: advanced sign language, tactile coding, and visual design. School curricula include neurogymnastics to develop sensory-motor intelligence. Educational institutions train specialists in cross-sensory integration. Examine technological progress. Devices are now designed for tactile and visual interaction, completely eliminating acoustic components. Computer interfaces utilize microgesture and neuro-impulse recognition. The first biosensory networks have been created, allowing information transmission through tactile contact. Observe the cultural landscape. A fundamentally new form of art has emerged, combining choreography, light sculpture, and tactile installations. Literary works are created as multi-sensory compositions where text is merely one element. Witness social organization. Society has divided into sensory guilds, each developing specific communication skills. New forms of social mobility have emerged based on sensory abilities. Humanity has overcome the language barrier by creating a universal system of communication. This is not a return to the past, nor a halt in development. It is the emergence of a new civilizational paradigm where communication occurs through polysensory channels, and the technological environment has become an extension of human biology. Evolution has completed a cycle, proving that the human species is capable of fundamental transformation while preserving its essence.